Short videos are great for educational tools as well as promoting your extension program. In this video, you're going to learn a little bit about the basics of shooting film, how to take into account what kind of situation you're shooting, what kind of event you're shooting, as well as taking into account the editor. Who's going to be putting this video together into a movie or a short film, and how can you provide them with as much footage as possible and the right footage.
Basic video concepts.
So like what Mary was talking about, we're going to go over 4 basic things: framing, sound, movement, and lighting. Lighting is very important because, as you can see, you have to be able to see the subject in front of you. When you are working indoors, make sure that you have the correct lighting. Too much light is just as bad as having no light at all. When working outdoors, make sure you position yourself correctly. Otherwise, you can lose your subject in the light. But let's talk about another basic video concept, that's sound. We don't carry any microphones around, so we want to make sure that we're aware of the sound in our environment. If you can hear the cars, you know what I mean. Another basic video concept is framing. If we're talking about plant diseases, it's a good idea to stay around plants. What's in the frame is just as important as what we're presenting. Another video concept is movement. As you've seen in this video, either the camera's moving or the subject is moving. When filming, movement shots or movement is another option.
If I don't understand it, you have to do it again.
That's a deal. All right, let's go. I'm ready.
Capturing video in different situations.
So now let's talk about filming in different situations. Let's say you want to film a speaker. There's 2 things you can do. You can leave the video camera on a tripod and forget about it, or you can get a general idea of what's going on. In order to do that, we need to focus on some specifics. Let's take questions. You.
Who's the presenter?
That's a good question. How about you over there?
Yeah, what is the presentation of the audio?
It's another good question. How about you back there?
Where are we?
That's a very good question. If I can answer these questions visually, then I get a very good idea of what's going on. If you want to appear in the video, you're going to have to sign a release form. Another possible video situation is filming a tabling event. When filming a tabling event, these are some questions that we want to answer through visuals. Where are we? What information am I sharing? Who's the audience? It's also a good idea to film the tabler talking about the goals of the tabling event. Good audio supports visuals.
Another possible video scenario is filming an expert. And very often that'll include a prop when the expert is talking. So for example, if I was talking about this indexing valve and Mike was videotaping me, he has 2 options. One would be to videotape me and zoom in and out on the prop as he's doing that, or he could videotape me talking and then later get extra footage of just the prop. This is an indexing valve. It controls irrigation, and what happens is water comes in through this pipe and then comes out one of these pipes in the bottom. So this is a 4-zone irrigation valve. And what happens is when the water comes in, it pushes down on this rubber device, and then whichever hole or whichever pipe this hole is over is the irrigation zone that will turn on. And that's how an indexing valve works.
Capturing video with the editor in mind.
Now we're going to talk about recording with the editor in mind. First, let's talk about audio. It's really important to get good quality audio, even if you don't use the images associated with the audio. The editor can take the audio and overlay it on different images later. Another thing to consider when recording with the editor in mind is continuous clips. So I can start this clip out talking about candy bars.
And I can continue by speaking about ponies. And if the editor needs it, he could always find it.
And if you mess up, just keep rolling.
And finally, you want to get as much footage as possible. This gives
The editor more options.
To choose from.
If you follow the steps in this video, you will have an excellent video for your extension program.